Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Foundation. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back. Things, well, they're going pretty well, to be honest. We are sitting on 360 logs, 400 berries, 283 planks. I really can't complain. I really can't complain. We have this warehouse up and running over here, which is storing a whole bunch of stone. I've also gone ahead and removed the stone mason camps that we had before, and I'm moving them up next to this warehouse because we have two stonecutter camps right here, both of which will be full, hopefully, in this episode. We have a warehouse that can hold 200 stone in its own, so that's 400 stone total, and then each of these can hold 100 of the polished stone, as well as the warehouses that we have, or the warehouse that we have over here, which can hold 200 polished stone as well. So we have the means to have a pretty good little production line there, if I do say so myself. I'm also thinking that we probably have the means to get this thing done. So let's build the new church, because as it turns out, I did bring in one extra villager than I planned to, so we kind of need another church. So we'll hopefully get that done in a reasonable amount of time. That'll hopefully, you know, be a thing that'll keep everyone nice and happy. I'm also definitely thinking that I haven't done this yet, actually. Let's get the Fisher's Hut, let's get the Lord Manor. Let's get both of those, because we are going to need to get fish at some point in the near future. I'm not going to say the immediate future, but definitely the near future is going to need some, it's going to need some fish. You may have also heard sort of a thud in the microphone there. I keep hitting it. I mentioned a couple of episodes ago, using a different microphone. It's positioned differently in front of my face. My old microphones used to point at me. This one kind of sits in front and is like facing me. It doesn't matter. The point is that I'm a bit of a dum-dum. That's what's important here. Also interesting that this thing hasn't had its cloth yet, but, you know, it does have the cloth clearly visible. Interesting. That's very, very interesting right there. So I guess we're waiting on cloth coming in at some point. We're gonna need a trader. So let's make sure we're trading for 15, because that's what we're gonna need for the 3 camps there. So hopefully they can all be built in a good amount of time. This whole area actually being cleared pretty quickly here, which is also beautiful news. And you know what? Let's also go ahead and trade for, let's go up to 55 on the tools there, because that's going to be the maximum that we need for this church as well. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be trading for that right away, because we don't have the money for it. But we might as well say that that's kind of what we're aiming for, just because it makes life that little bit easier. I'm also pretty sure, didn't we did unlock the iron mine, the coal hut, the blacksmith, and the iron smelter. Where is the nearest iron ore? So there's some up there. There's none on the island. There's some over there. I guess that one's going to be the closest. Now, we are going to need that. We are going to need that. And I guess the hex that's in is going to become a pretty important one in terms of production for tools. So that's probably where they're going to end up getting stored for the most part. Either way, the trader's here, so hopefully we're going to see some good things come about with that in terms of cloth and tools and all that. It absolutely did. We're absolutely broke as a result, but it is hopefully going to put us in a spot where these can be done. I don't think we actually bought the cloth, though. That makes things kind of tricky, because if we can't buy it, we need to make it. And I'm pretty sure we can't make it without getting a sheep farm, and we do have a free tile available. I just really don't want to get it yet. And I was really hoping I wouldn't have to turn it into a sheep farm. But it definitely seems like we might just have to do that. We really might just have to do that. I guess we'll find out. Either way, this thing is now in a position to be completed in no time at all. So let's turn the number of tools that we're going to be buying down to a maximum of 10 at any one time. And I guess, yeah, I guess we're going to be waiting on the stonemason huts until we can get our hands in some cloth, which, annoyingly, I think we are just going to have to get a, sheep farm. So I suppose that's probably what we're going to be doing here. Let's go to territory. Let's go ahead and grab... I mean, if I wanted to get to iron, I'd grab this one right away, but I guess we'll grab this one. And I guess we put a gathering hut or two out there. I guess we put some houses out in that direction. And I guess this could become a farming territory of sorts. We could do a nice big couple of wheat farms in there. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. I think I will grab it though. Just because we do have free territory available. The trader's back as well, so maybe we will get the cloth that I'm looking for. Let's keep an eye on this warehouse, see what happens. Let's also assign someone to work there, just in case you do actually need someone work. Well, actually, no, we don't. Any cloth? No, no cloth. Okay, well, Anna, you're not working there then. Don't really need you working there. Let's go ahead and turn this entire new tile into an extraction zone. And I guess we could turn it into a reforestation. Well, you know, we probably don't want to do that, actually. I think we'll leave this new tile as, I don't think it will be reforestation enabled. Because I think most of this is going to just end up being a sheep farm or wheat farms or something like that. So, I guess we get started there. I guess we get ourselves a sheep farm. People aren't going to want clothes until clothes themselves are actually available, so we don't have to worry too much about that. The only issue is the sheep farm itself is 50 up front. The weaver's hut is 200, so that's going to be a little bit tricky. Either way, I suppose we can... I suppose we could get another warehouse for, like if we put a put a sheep farm up here, have the warehouse to store the wool down here, and then have the weaver down this way as well. Although that does go slightly against my plan. And I do like the idea of keeping everything together, but the problem is that the majority of people are living down here, so a couple of markets down here that are dealing, I guess is the word I was looking for there, that are dealing with the clothes. That's kind of the important thing. Either way, I think the sheep farm is going to go... I think we're going to have a couple of them. I think we'll start with one sort of right there, right in the middle, right there. So we'll get that in. In terms of gathering huts, I mean, we can't actually afford them, but we'll see if we can maybe... There we go, we have a little bit of money. So throw one right... You know what, throw one facing the bush. So right there. And then when that one gets built, we can build the other one in the back and sort of double it up the way we always do. So hopefully that'll work out. Hopefully we'll see some good things come of that. I do want to prioritize the sheep farm a little bit. And I think I also want to, I do kind of want to bring residential zoning up there a little bit. Just a little bit. But I'm not sure, because I really don't know. I like the idea of the area being somewhat clear for farming and all that. So I don't know how much residential I'd actually want to put up there. I don't know. Maybe we just border it with residential. The only issue is then no one actually lives near the sheep farm, and that's, again, that's just a big problem we've been having. I guess I'll tell you what. Let's do just a big strip of residential straight down there. And a big strip of residential straight across there. And then we can fill in a whole lot of that space. And I guess we're just going to have residential sort of right in the middle of everything. Which is fine. That's fine by me. Let's go straight up here. And that... I think will be enough residential zoning for quite a while. To be completely honest. I really don't think we're going to need more than that for for a while. Only thing I'd like to do is make this brush size. Well, no, I'm going to keep that right angle there, just for the time being. So that'll hopefully work out. That'll hopefully give us people that are... You're going to make a little path there, aren't you? Yeah, there you go. That'll hopefully give us people that are living up there, that can work in the sheep farm, that can work in the gathering huts, that can do all that stuff and do good things for us. Now, this right here, I'm actually going to prioritize the church because we do have people that are going to want that. And I'm going to turn off the priority on the sheep farm again. I know I'm going back and forth in priorities, but that's just me being a dum-dum, really. That's pretty much all that is. Let's see, are we going to get any cloth? No? No, no cloth. Yeah, I think we may have ever so slightly messed up with the, with getting rid of those stonemason places. Either way, we can throw in another warehouse. Oh, I really don't know here. I really don't know. I suppose what we could do is we could put a couple of sheep farms up there. Because getting wool is easy. I think 3-4 sheep farms and we will have more wool than we're ever going to need. I think a couple of weavers' huts, maybe near those sheep farms, and then instead of storing the wool in town, we store the cloth. And then beside all of the, like, we put tailors' huts, or tailors' workshops, kind of dot, you know, one over here, one over here. Obviously the one here will be closer to the warehouse, but I think that might be the way to do it. Because I really don't want farms in the middle of my town. I know that's silly. I know we're not necessarily going for aesthetics yet, but I really, really don't want farms in the middle of the town. I really, really don't. So hopefully we can avoid that. Anyway, let's get another warehouse there. And we'll not bother prioritizing it. I don't think there's any rush. That one's going to be for our cloth, though. That is going to be the plan there. So hopefully this works. I mean, it'll work in terms of getting cloth. What I mean is, hopefully it works in terms of eventually giving us clothes. It's kind of funny, though, that we're getting clothes before we even go for fish. Because fish is a whole nother thing. Fish is its own issue because, again, we saw that, I mean, number one, people obviously need to live relatively close to the fishing huts, but number two, they don't produce that much. They really don't. They really, really don't produce much fish. I have seen a few people on this game's community forums and Steam saying that you should just throw fishing huts on top of each other. You can technically place, 100 of them on one single spot, so it just looks like you have the one fishing hut. I feel like that's a little cheaty, so I don't really know if I'm going to do that. I'm probably not going to do that, but apparently that is an option. And that's an interesting option, is what I'll say there. That is, it's definitely an interesting option. So while I've been waiting here, I decided to go ahead and get 2 more builders. So we're currently sitting on 4 builders total, which is actually doing wonders for us. The church is actually nearly done. It went from about like here on the progress to the middle in like 10 seconds because all 4 builders were working on it at once. So I don't think we're going to be having too many issues with the church right here. I think the church is going to come along. It's going to be done in no time at all, and then we can go ahead and get working on the sheep farm, get working on everything out there that we're going to be needing. So that'll be beautiful. That'll be a beautiful, beautiful thing, because it also means we can turn on immigration again. We can let more people come in. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do it right away. I'm excited for new people to come into the town. And I'm excited to see them go to the new church here, because the new church, I think, honestly looks pretty cool. I love seeing the towers poke up above the trees. And speaking of the trees, I love that they weave along the roads, and I love how it looks having them like between all the buildings. When things develop a little bit more, I'll probably go in and chop them sort of away from the buildings a bit more. That's definitely a thing I'm going to try and be sort of conscious of, is the fact that there are a lot of trees around here. But I definitely like the idea of I definitely like the idea of having trees sort of in and around here a little bit more. I'm also just going to go for a little bit more residential space here, just to you know, just to have that going on. Maybe actually bring the residential space back a little bit. So sort of here, and then kind of around a little bit there. And then we can get people living in this space near the church, hopefully happy, hopefully having a good time. Maybe just along the water a little bit as well. So hopefully that'll work. We're probably going to want to get a well in there, even if it's not necessarily going to be used that much. I definitely think a well right about there could be a good thing. There's one here already, but that's okay. We could probably do with a well back here as well. And again, that'll hopefully keep everyone nice and happy, maybe encourage a little bit more in the way of housing, just all of that good stuff. All of that good stuff. Oh, this is actually about to be finished. Well, that's fantastic news. Come on, Claude, finish that church for me. Or don't, that's good too. That is just fine. Totally fine. Really appreciate you there. Really appreciate you not finishing the church, even though it is kind of, you know, ready to be finished. I mean, the materials are there. There we go. Anna, Claude, both coming back. I love this little road here. I really love this little road here. I've actually, you know, I was gonna say I've been in a road that looks like this. I've never been on a road that looks so cartoony, but there's a road. I have family in the south of Ireland, and they live on a road that's like, you come up surrounded by trees. There's just like a cottage on one side of it. They don't live in the cottage, but the road to where they live is just like that. That's really cool. That's actually really cool. I really like that. Love that little road. Also really glad the church is done. And I'm actually thinking I am going to turn off the reforestation sort of directly around the church. So there, across, and there. Just so it has a little bit more room to breathe, I think. That way we don't have trees right against the building. The sheep farm is done as well. That's good news. Can we get anyone working here that is unemployed nearby? No, we absolutely cannot. Okay, we might have to wait a little bit for that one. This thing's almost done as well, which is going to be good. And then the warehouse is coming along too. Okay, let me have a look at our storage real quick. How are we looking? So we have a decent amount of polished stone. We could do with more of it. We're not going to get any more of it until we get cloth though, so I'm going to be waiting a little bit on that one. Speaking of which, Weaver's Hut is still going to be 200 gold, something we absolutely cannot afford. I would like to put it next to... I do think I want to put it next to the sheep farm, though. I think the Weaver and the sheep farm can just be, like, one and the same, like, right there. And I'm going to spam click this, because there's a chance I'll get to place it, even if we don't actually have 200 gold. Some of the buildings just let you do it. Nah, we're back down to minus 19, never mind. Gathering hut. Gonna need some gold for that. There we go. Let's just get these lined up, I suppose. Not necessarily urgent, but I want to make sure I get these sort of out of the way. Done and dusted, all that stuff. Might as well just get it in there. The warehouse, good to go as well, is going to be storing cloth for me. So all of that can be going in there. We don't need anyone to work in the warehouse just yet. That's going to be much further down the line. But we have a row of warehouses that I think looks fantastic, honestly. I like it. I really like the row of warehouses. I think it's going to do good things for us. Hopefully. That's definitely a hopefully. Do we really have no one near here that can... Yeah, they're building houses down here, I suppose. Oh, that's going to be awkward. We might have to wait a little while before this actually gets anywhere. And then this as well. I mean, there's no one can work in these gathering huts. So really, yeah, we're going to be looking at a bit of a wait here. That sucks. That is gonna be a total pain, isn't it? That is gonna be a total pain in the butt. I'm also really curious about where my money's going. I guess we just don't make much off of berries. I guess we probably do really need a fisher's hut. Maybe we should look into these. What do we need for it? 20 gold? Yeah. So a fisher's hut, I mean, we could place a lot of these. We really, really could place a lot of these. And I think I might have to do it. I mean, a fisher's hut right here could be a good spot for one. I think a fisher's hut over here could be a good spot, sort of there for two. I'd really like the money for a third one, I'm gonna be honest. It's just that's kind of the thing though, like these fisher's huts they're great to have, but they're really not as efficient as I'd like them to be. And that's kind of my concern. So there's 3. And let's do a 4th one there. So we'll get 4 of them. We should have the people to work in there. That shouldn't be an issue. We are going to need a market to sell fish in. So what I think I'll do is... See, a fish storage spot wouldn't be a terrible idea because, like up here, for example, it would mean that the person working in the market never has to leave to get the fish. But it could draw someone from a market here up there to get the fish. So that's kind of something I want to avoid. Let's just take a risk with this and see what happens. So a food stall there. Let's do some food stall signs. There's 1. And there's 2. We could do maybe a little fence just there because I can. And you know what? Maybe a fence sort of there as well. With some barrels. Just so it looks nice. Something like that. Maybe move that fence back and do a bench in front of it or something. So there we go. Nice little market stall. Start construction on that. That's going to be fish. Then up this way, I'm thinking similar story. I'm thinking we get another market stall. So we have a bit of room here. Let's go and do market stall. Let's go to food stall. Let's say, you know, right there, front and center. Let's do our signs because I do love me some signs. And it is a little bit of splendor as well. So a couple of signs there. We'll do some fences sort of either side just to clear out the space a little bit, just so the trees kind of get chopped back slightly. So a couple of fences there and there. We could do a bench on the side and a bench on this side as well. And then maybe some barrels back here just to make this look like, you know, maybe they're putting the fish in, well, barrels, basically. So a couple of barrels, something like that, right? A little bit of detail around the fish stall. We'll start construction on that. We'll prioritize that. And hopefully we can prioritize this one as well. There we go. So we'll get all this done. The fish huts, they don't take much to build. We have the materials for it. It's no problem at all. The big concern really is just, are we gonna have enough fish? That's my worry. And that's a weird worry to have. Like when you, oh, we've got people that can work here. Fantastic. You can work there. We'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the sheep. And that'll start getting us some wool. I think we are going to need more sheep though. So let's maybe look into another sheep farm that we can absolutely afford. And I'm thinking I'm going to tuck it sort of there. And then for, I mean, the weaver is still going to be, it's still going to take a while to get a weaver, unfortunately. It's just going to take some time. We don't have the money, probably not going to have the money for a while. I can click all I like, it's just not happening. 2 new villagers as well, that's good. I mean, we have the food for it, so no real concern there. Come on. I just want the money to, it's back down to minus 91, never mind. All right, then. Well, we will start making more money from fish, so it's not that big a deal. You're unemployed, you can work there. We're gonna need some people working these markets as well, so let's say fish and someone unemployed nearby? No. Oh dear. That's not good. What about over at this stall? Anyone unemployed that can work at this one? Yes. So you can do fish, that's no problem. Okay, well, this makes things a little tricky. What if we were to say that, Isabel, you are fired from that job, and instead you can work as a market tender, and then over here, once you clear out of that job, which hopefully you will do fairly quickly, but once you clear out of that job, is there someone else? Yeah, there we go. So Yvette can work there. That'll keep everything under control. We have, you know, we have a fisherman here. And hopefully we can get fishermen. Oh, you have to sail some serious distance to do that. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. And this may be an exploit. I'm just testing it, though, to see if this actually does. That's gonna make it tricky there. I can't go outside of my territory. This is sort of an exploit, sort of not. It might be an exploit. I'm gonna test this. I want to go straight across there, so my fishermen can actually like sail all the way down there. So if I do that and we say, let's see, you're unemployed, so you are a fisherman. If I do that, if we have restricted space, what is that gonna do for my fishermen? It's gonna do this. What you're seeing right there, this guy, look at the production of fish. So this is a bug I discovered in a live stream a while ago, and I'm gonna let this happen for a second. Yes, it's cheating, but whatever. This is a bug. Basically, if you restrict where they can go, they're just gonna rapidly back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, just keep on producing fish. So I'm gonna not do that. I did it a little bit there, I'm aware. I'm not gonna do that. He can go, he can get in the boat, he has to sail quite a distance, really. That's a remarkable distance he has to sail to bring back 5 fish. That's bad. That is very bad. Lauren, you are unemployed, so you are going to be working in the fishing hut as well. And then out here, we actually have got a little bit of wool as well. Unfortunately, this is the path that goes out to the sheep farms. We really need to chop through the tree line here to get something a little bit quicker. We really need to be doing that. Because, that's a bit of a distance. I mean, the direct distance isn't that much, but, I mean, if we look at you, so that's your workplace, that's your home. So your home, yeah, you live here, but you have to walk all the way around. So yeah, those trees really need to be chopped out of there. So maybe we should throw another lumber camp in there. That might not be a terrible idea. Just throw a lumber camp sort of even up here, honestly. Although it might be too late. That might not do anything for the, well, it might do something for us. I'll tell you what, let's throw a lumber camp just there, I guess. Well, no, let me cancel that. Let me throw it closer to the trees that we want rid of. Throw it there. So that'll do. We'll see how that ends up going. We have another fishing hut here, though, so let's see. You are unemployed. So we do have fish. We have happiness at 91. We have fish. It is being sold. We're making money. In fact, while we're making money, let me go and get the tailor's workshop, because that is a thing that we are going to need. Not the tailor's workshop, the weaver's hut. Tailor's workshop would give us a whole list of problems. So the weaver's hut can go... I think I am going to put it here. I think I want it next to the farm. I think it looks nice. So weaver's hut can go right there. And I'm pretty sure it's never going to have any problems in terms of making cloth. I don't think that's going to be a problem because, frankly, well, 2 sheep farms? Yeah, that's not gonna be a problem. Oh my god, only 5 fish, man. That is nothing. That is nothing at all. That's so bad. Anyone unemployed here? Yeah, Juliet, you're unemployed. Congratulations. You are now gonna be a woodcutter. And I really am. I'm gonna need to get them to get a path through these trees. I really, really am. Otherwise, this isn't going to be as efficient as it needs to be. This direct line to the warehouses is what we need, not this looping path around outside our territory. I'm also really tempted to just permanently cheat with the fishing huts. You have no idea. You have no you have no idea how tempting it is to block this off and just let them cheat. We could get 400 fish in a minute if we did that. I'm confident of it. 400 fish in a minute versus 14 that we have right now. It's ridiculous. The things we could do, it's ridiculous. Actually, interestingly, there is a little path pushed through there. So let me try something here. Let me go to Forbidden Land for a second, and let me try this. So bring some Forbidden Land down here. Bring some Forbidden Land across here. And sort of block them out. And let's see, are they going to push up through the trees to get up there? Because if they do, then... yeah, it looks like they are. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's... okay, so that's going to be so much quicker. Okay, that's perfect. I hope that's what they continue to do now that I've removed that. I hope that's the path that they're actually going to continue to use. Let's see. Anyone unemployed? Not at the minute. Well, that's a shame, but that's okay. Either way, they are pushing up through here. That is exactly what we want them doing. Those trees will be chopped down in no time at all. We'll have the Weaver out there. We'll have people living out there eventually. Really, fish is just the big problem. Honestly, that's... oh my god, look at these trees. Can we maybe not do reforestation just, like, exactly on that spot? That's a little much, I think. Just a little bit much. And maybe here as well could be slightly saved from the reforestation. There we go. Because there is actually a tree in there, which is a little bit much, I think. Just a little bit much there, having a tree inside of that area. Let's see. Sophie, you are unemployed, and Heinrich, you're also unemployed. So that right there is going to give us what we need. That right there is perfect. So that's going to give us the cloth, which means we are going to get the stonemason tents up and running, which is beautiful. I am ever so slightly going against my own rules, by the way. I did mention that I wanted people working in places inside of a hex whilst they also live inside the hex. I'm thinking I'm still going to try and do that. I think I will still try and get some residential... I mean, if we can get people living... well, they are pretty close. If we can get more people living up here, though, that'd be great. That would be quite ideal. Oh, look at this. We actually have the materials coming around. Fantastic. So yeah, these are going to get done in no time at all. We've maxed out our gold as well. We're actually going to need to get ourselves a Lord's Manor very soon. I think, honestly, that's probably what we're going to have to do in the next episode. So let's see. You're unemployed. You're a stonemason. I mean, these are going to be built in no time at all as well. This one right here, for example, is about to be done. So, let's see. You're unemployed, so you're a stonemason. So we're going to start getting polished stone again, which is fantastic news. It's also going to be really, really easy for them to make it because, I mean, the stone cutters themselves are just right next door. So that right there is going to be a fantastic little bit of production for stone cutting. I'm actually really, really excited about that. Aaron as well, you can go work there. So we have 3 stonemasons. That's going to be more than enough. That really, really is going to be more than enough. In terms of cloth, we actually have plenty made already. So we are going to need someone to work in this warehouse. We don't actually have anyone unemployed, though. Well, that's an issue. We're going to need someone that can work in that warehouse. I mean, we just had a house completed. That doesn't count, does it? Nope. No, it doesn't. Okay. What if we were to fire Isabel, then go over here and say we need someone to work here. We have Isabel. So Isabel no longer works at the market. Although Isabel, I realize, actually does have to travel quite far to get the fish. Like, that's a little bit of a distance. It's more than the other market. Either way, I want to see if there's not someone closer to this market that can work here. There actually isn't. Well, that's not good. We're gonna need to figure that out then. I mean, what else could we do? What if we were to fire Charles here? Let's try that. So Charles is out of a job. Charles is actually not even listed in here. Interesting. All right, where does Charles live? So Charles lives there. Yeah, you know what, Charles? You are going to be a market tender. So Charles is the market tender. He lives, like, here, which is just around the corner from the market. That's perfect. Then for the forester camp, we should have someone that lives, like, over here that can work in it. That shouldn't be an issue. So once Charles gets to the camp, we should be able to see what exactly is going to be possible. Wherever Charles happens to be, that is. No, he's still not done. Charles, mate, if you wouldn't mind, you know, going and quitting your job. Well, I say quit. You've been fired. You've been moved elsewhere. But if you wouldn't mind, I'd really like you to show up and, like, you know, collect your things or whatever. There we go. All right. So we actually don't have anyone available here either. Tell you what we'll do. We'll take one of the woodcutters. We have a lot of woodcutters as it is. I don't think there's any urgency in terms of getting more wood. So I think we're all right on that front. Also interesting, we have a lot of cloth. We have a lot of cloth. That's going to be really fun to maintain. We have some villagers complaining about food as well. That's actually going to be... So that right there is something we're going to want to maintain. Well, let's turn off immigration. We're keeping everything. The food complaint is 100% going to be down to the fish. So... I really don't know what to do there. It feels like fishing is just so ridiculously weak, I suppose. I think weak is a pretty good way to describe the fishing in this, because they have to go so far and they only bring back 5 fish. And that, like, that's their work day, you know what I mean? They leave their home, they get in the boat, they travel all the way over here and bring back 5 fish, and that is their work day. That's really just not good enough. It really isn't. We would need so many fishermen to have that be remotely worth it. This is why I'm tempted to cheat. This is honestly why I'm so tempted to cheat. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to be cheating today. I don't think we'll bother with that. I'm going to think about it between now and the next episode. I know that it is cheating. I want to stress that. And it is a bug. It is an exploit. It is not a mechanic built into the game intentionally. It is 100% an exploit. I fully expect it to be fixed before, you know, in the next couple of patches, I would assume. It is 110% an exploit, a bug, and something that is not going to be sustainable long term, because I fully expect it to be fixed. But I really hope that before or at the same time as it's fixed, they make fishing more efficient, because it is so bad right now. It is so bad. It's such a bottleneck in terms of food production, really, because it's so slow. And it really seems like I would need like 16 of these fishing huts to be remotely able to sustain people with food. Anyway, that doesn't matter right now. That's not super important. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do us for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, like the video. If you disliked it, then dislike it. Either way, it's been my absolute pleasure. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.